To be kind is not a weakness. To be pure of heart is not a weakness. When you not only walk the walk and talk the talk, and your actions and your words match, and you walk the way of the Lord, He takes care of you. Even in a sun-scorched land, it's a barren wasteland. The Lord takes care of you. Everything comes from the Lord. He knows you're not perfect. He knows you make mistakes. God knows. I'll be the first person to tell you, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And when we make mistakes, you know you made a mistake. You can feel it in your heart. And you have to repent and you have to make it right. Not only do you have to make it right, but you have to put forth the time and the effort it takes to unlearn wherever that thing is that you learned came from. And you have to take the time it takes to unlearn it. You know, the lies that we live, the lies we're taught. Like things have to be a certain way, and to be a good parent, you need to parent like this, or you need to live like that, or whatever. If it didn't work for them, why is it going to work for you? You know, they say that to repeat the same thing over and over and expect a different result is insanity. And it is. And until you learn the lesson, you repeat it. Because God's knocking. You know, I always call it knock, knock, Neo. Knock, knock, Neo. When God's trying to get you to figure something out. Knock, knock, Neo. And the knock will get louder and louder and louder until, well, God will change it. But that's not the point I'm making, really. But see, I squirrel a lot. Sorry, guys. There's going to be a lot of people in this world who are Saturday sinner and Sunday saints. You know, they put on a good face. They help people, and they do this and they do that, and they show it off. They boast, as they put in the Bible. You know, they boast about it. And somebody who's genuinely kind never tells anybody the things that they do to be kind to others, because they don't need to boast. They are kind. They don't need to show off. They're not covering up a heart that has malice and bitterness and hatred towards other people in it. They really are kind. And those kind people get knocked down. Sometimes they get kicked while they're down. And, you know, I had somebody pick on me and pick on me and pick on me about my wearing my heart on my sleeve, and I was too kind. It always got me hurt. And that person used to be one of the people who hurt me. But my reply was this. It made me resilient. Because every time I got kicked while I was down, or I was forgotten, or forlorn, or forsaken by the people around me in my life, I would get up, dust myself off, and move forward, because my soul knew I had family. I had family that loved me, that saw in me what I see in everyone else, that beauty and that potential. I see it in everyone. Everyone has it. All you have to do is look to see it. But what I had was a family I couldn't see with my eyes. It was what I had. My heart knew. My heart knew. My soul knew. And they would hold my hand. And that's why I got up every time. I got up. And we did it again. And then finally, I'm pretty sure, God got tired of watching me get kicked down all the time, and it was time. It was time to be the person I was meant to be. Because it's funny to me when people are like, oh, it's time to let go of things that no longer serve. Did it ever serve? Did it? I don't think so. It only served because we were living a lie. We were settling because we didn't know our own worth. So we settled for something that really never served. It was never good for us. And I'm pretty sure God and my spirit team, my family I can't see with my eyes, got tired of it and made sure the right people came and the right words were spoken, and I got put on the path I needed to get put on. And that whole life burned. All of it. My whole life I was living was a lie I told myself. Because I wanted those things so badly, I let the wrong people fill the spots in that life and in that story. There's a deer. Beautiful. But that story, it never served. It was never the truth. It was never the truth of my heart, my soul, or the family that I have that I cannot see. And that family sees in me potential and beauty and has pushed me until I grew, until I saw the lessons. Because you can't change anybody else. The only thing you have control of is yourself. And that's the only thing that you can change. And when you change yourself on the inside, and when you change the way you look at yourself, eventually the world on the outside changes too. Because you raise your standards, you raise the bar. And people have to meet that standard. They have to reach that bar you set for yourself. Because you set boundaries. And the further along you go, the higher you set that bar, the better your boundaries are. And things change. What you think real love is and what you think relationships are, those things all change. And the reason none of your relationships in your life work is because you aren't who you're supposed to be, and you sure as hell aren't seeing yourself the way you should. God knows I didn't. For real, God knows I didn't. And all you have to do is ask, and the Lord will give you. He will give you answers to your questions. They may not come in the way that you expect, but you get them. And when you ask for things, what you get you may not expect. You get so much more, and it's really what you asked for was so much more than you realized. And God gives it to you. Because He loves you, and He wants you to be the person He knows you are. And He helps you make sure that you become that person. He doesn't expect you to be perfect. Just to be honest. And when you screw up, lay in the bed that you made. And when you didn't, don't apologize for something you didn't do. Don't let somebody walk on you. Don't let people make you feel like you need to defend yourself. Because when you're accused of doing something that you didn't do, it's infuriating. It really is. But really what I've learned is when there's absolutely nothing left to say because you've tried and tried and tried and nothing changes, that's when your silence is golden. And you got to give yourself peace and just let it go and move on. Because it wasn't meant for you, and what is meant for you is so much more than you ever imagined. I hope this helps somebody, and I hope somebody hears something that they needed to hear from this. That's all I ever hope by these videos I put out, is that it reaches the ears it's supposed to reach, and whoever hears it gets something from it. as above, so below, as within, and so without. Blessed be.